The Cavaliers take on the Pistons, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Cleveland's -3, totals 232. Gold Club members cashed in on 5 more games on my premium page yesterday. Congratulations, guys. Enjoy all the money you won from those plays I gave out yesterday. The Pistons are 2-1 to start the season, doing a nice job on the defensive end of the floor. They're limiting opposing shooters to just 42% from the field. And they're facing a Cleveland squad who really they have not shot well from the foul line. Not doing a great job of rebounding on offense either. The Cavs are currently in the bottom 3 in offensive boards per game. 8 out of these teams' last 10 meetings did stay under the total. So if you're into historical trends, plenty of unders to go around. Of course, 2 out of Detroit's last 3 this season fell under the line themselves. Give me Detroit +3, under 232. Next game, Magic Sixers, 7 o'clock East. Oh, I was on there. Orlando's -6, totals 227.5. The Magic's currently the worst 3-point shooting team in the league, making only 27% of their attempts from long range. And no real surprise, the Magic do find themselves in the bottom 3 in points per contest. And they're facing a Philly squad who's been tough against the deep ball themselves. Philly's holding their opponents to just 31% shooting from three-land. Now, total-wise, 2 out of the Magic's last 3 did stay under the number. Give me the Sixers +6, under 227.5. All right, Hawks, Bulls, 8 o'clock East. Atlanta's -2, totals 243. The Hawks dropped 2 of 3 to start the year, having some problems on the offensive end of the floor. Atlanta's averaging fewer points a game than any other squad except for one. And unfortunately for them, they're taking on a Bulls team who's definitely been tough to score points against. They're giving up fewer points a game than any other roster in the NBA. When it comes to guarding the deep ball, well, Chicago limits opposing shooters to just 20% from outside the arc. Chicago saw unders in both of their games this season. Atlanta with unders in 2 out of their last 3. I like the Bulls +2, under 243. Celtics, Pelicans, 8 o'clock East. New Orleans is -1, totals 233. The Pels have struggled a bit, but they are coming fresh off a cover against the Spurs. They have done a nice job against the 3-ball on defense. New Orleans is holding their competition to just 30% shooting from three-land, and unfortunately for Boston, they're in the bottom 3 in shooting the deep ball themselves, dead last in points per game. I like the Pelicans -1, under 233. Nets, Rockets, 8 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Houston's -15. Total is 225. And despite the slow start, the Rockets are shooting well from the stripe, and they are doing a nice job of offensive rebounding. Kevin Durant, he's averaging a handful of boards a night, 30 points per game for KD. And Alperen Şengün, he's averaging 28 points per contest himself, 50% from beyond the arc. They're taking on a Brooklyn squad who's allowing more points a game than any other team. Opposing shooters are drilling 45% of their three-pointers against them. When it comes to the total, the Nets saw overs in 2 out of their last 3. Houston saw their contest against OKC fly 24 points above the posted total. I like the Rockets -15, over 225. Raptors, Spurs, 8 o'clock East. San Antonio's -4.5, totals 232. San Antonio's 3-0 in the year. Toronto's just 1-2. The Raptors are allowing over 126 points a game, bottom 5 in defensive field goal percentage. And they're facing a San Antonio squad who's done a nice job shooting from the field. They're actually making 51% of their field goal attempts. And when it comes to grabbing boards, well, they are in the top 3 in offensive rebounds per game. Victor Wembanyama is averaging 33 points per contest, 13 boards a night. And Devin Vassell, he's drilling 45% of his 3 balls. Now, total-wise, 6 out of the Spurs' last 10 meetings with Toronto did get over the number. So if you're into historical trends, plenty of overs to go around. Of course, Raptor games are 3-0 to the over this year themselves. I like the Spurs -4.5 over 232. The under Mavericks 830 East. Oklahoma City's -8. Totals 226. OKC's 3-0. Dallas just 1-2. The Mavs are in the bottom 5 in defensive field goal percentage. Their opponents are actually drilling over 40% of their three-pointers against them. And they're facing an OKC team who's currently in the top 3 in scoring, 86% shooting from the foul line. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is averaging 40 points a game, 52% from the field. Meanwhile, Holmgren, Mitchell, and Wiggins are drilling well over 41% of their three balls combined. Thunder with overs in 2 out of their last 3. Dallas saw their most recent game fly nearly 40 points over the posted total themselves. I like OKC -8 over 226. Suns, Jazz, 9 o'clock East. Utah's -1, totals 232. Utah's allowing just 106 points a game, leading the league in defensive boards. Meanwhile, Phoenix on the other side, well, they are having a tough time grabbing the ball. They're in the bottom 10 in rebounds per game on offense. And speaking of offensive production, or lack thereof, the Suns are in the bottom 5 in scoring. I like Utah -1, under 232. Nuggets, Timberwolves, 930 East. Denver's -7, totals 228. The Nuggets are 1-1 on the year. Minnesota's 2-1 themselves. The T-Wolves beat Indy and Portland, doing a nice job shooting the long ball. Minnesota is currently in the top 10 in offensive three-point percentage. Anthony Edwards averaging over 25 points a game, 47% shooting from outside the arc. Julius Randle's also drilling 47% of his three-pointers, second on the roster in scoring. They're facing a Denver squad who's in the bottom 10 in points allowed. Of course, the Nuggets saw overs in both of their games this year. Minnesota with overs in 2 out of their last 3. Give me the Timberwolves +7 over 228. Grizzlies, Warriors, 10 o'clock East. Golden State's -8, totals 239. Both squads are 2-1 to start the year, doing a nice job on the offensive end of the floor. The Warriors are averaging 125 points a game, 41% shooting from three-land. Meanwhile, Memphis on the other side, they're in the top 10 in points per game, top 10 in shooting from the stripe. 2 out of the Grizzlies' last 3 did get over the total. Golden State with overs in all 3 of their contests. I like the over 239. And with that, folks, we're going to jump into our next and final breakdown for the video. Blazers, Lakers, 10:30 Eastern start. Portland's -3, totals 227. The Blazers are just 1-2 to start the year. Los Angeles is 2-1. The Lakers are making over 54% of their attempts from the field, currently leading the NBA in that category. Austin Reeves is scoring 34 points per contest, 45% shooting from beyond the arc. And Rui Hachimura, he's shooting 45% from three-land as well. And speaking of three-pointers, the Blazers have had all kinds of problems guarding the long ball. Their opponents are making over 43% of their three balls against them. And they also took the loss in 8 out of their last 10 meetings with Los Angeles. So once again, if you're into historical trends, certainly want to think about that one there. Now, injury-wise, Luka Doncic is banged up. Vincent and Hayes also battling injuries for the Lakers. When it comes to the total, LA's 3 games this season all got over the number. Portland with overs in 2 out of their last 3. Give me the Lakers +3 over 227. And with that, folks, now it's time for our quick pick recap. Give me Detroit +3 under 232. Philadelphia +6 under 227.5. Gold Club members cashed in on 5 more games on the premium page yesterday on Sunday. Chicago Bulls +2 under 243. Pelicans -1 under 233. Houston minus 15 over 225. San Antonio minus 4.5 over 232. Oklahoma City minus 8 over 226. Utah Jazz minus 1 under 232. Timberwolves plus 7 over 228. I like the over 239 in that Grizzlies-Warriors matchup, and give me the Lakers plus 3 over 227. And with that, folks, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on my premium page. And if you do end up getting a membership here today on my premium site, just a friendly reminder, you're going to get access to that membership every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, you're also going to get access to all of my cheaper memberships during that time frame, absolutely free. Going to be included with your membership. That's why I always tell folks that Gold Club package, it's a full access, all-inclusive membership. Gives you access to every single premium selection of mine, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days. But most importantly, folks, I got to thank you for joining me right here on the free video. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, folks, happy Monday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my premium page.